Hey, good evening, Iceberg. How are you? I'm in love with the Islander, definitely. I wrote the developer and asked him if there's another way to pay and if there's a way to buy it for a friend. How are you doing? I mean, it's a plane that I've loved since I was a kid because I flew it in it as a kid. Like in that blog post I wrote, there's a picture of me as a kid in front of it. I don't know if you saw it, but I love the airplane. It's a plane that is close to my heart. So even though it has some niggles, I mean, I would call this a beta release. It's not all ready, but it's already a lot of fun. The main things I want improved is the sound. Some more sounds added for the cockpit switches and stuff, and for the wheel touchdown sound, it could be better. I think you don't really hear the tire squeal, screech, and when you open the window, it would be nice if the sound level changed. And another thing I noticed is that the tail number doesn't show up on the outside of the airplane, and I like that to show up, so hopefully that'll change. How are you doing? I'm doing. I feel better. I still feel a little not 100%, but I do feel better. I took ibuprofens, even though the doctor that gave me the vaccine said no, don't take ibuprofen because it might affect your immune system. It might like suppress it. Take Tylenol. I forget the name of the active ingredient, Tylenol, and acetaminophen or something. And I took that and it helped, but ibuprofen was better for me. So yes, I was like, fuck it. I just took the ibuprofen. Excuse my English. Version 1 should be up there. Yeah, copy that. I heard that this developer did that bird dog, like the sort of military type version of the Cessna, and apparently he did a lot of updates for that and people are very happy with it. So I trust it'll be in time. Yeah, I have there's this blog post here, let me try to find it, on a flight sim and I'm writing comments there as I go along. It's flight simulator BN2 Islander available. There's this thread that it seems to be where people are I think it's linked from here, that people are commenting. Where was it? I always have trouble finding this. Anyway, I'll put the link there later. But I am writing all this stuff down to the developer because I'm very interested in getting this plane in tip-top shape, so anything I can do to help the developer do that, I will do it. Here, let me try to find it like this. All right, we're starting now. Forums.flightsimulator.com I'm just typing it out because it's what's written in my other computer. This is the crazy thing about having two systems. I like the Mac I like PC for gaming, and I like the Mac for everything else. So, but yeah, it can drive me a little crazy sometimes. Let's just do that and put it on Google search, and hopefully it'll find it for us. Let's see. There it is. Fantastic. Yeah, there's it's the usual. It's the internet, so you're gonna have people that are bitching and people that are that are happy and people that are complaining. And there was this one guy, I don't know if it was a joke, but he asked if he asked, he's like, well, oh, the landing gear doesn't seem to be working. No, is it retractable? I just thought I'd check. You know, I mean, look at the outside view of the airplane. Does it look like where the hell is it going to retract the landing gear to the engine, or like it's gonna just disappear like in like a Star Trek or some sort of futuristic thing that it just gets you know, you change the it's like a mech or a transformer. It just changes configuration of the airplane automatically and it slides into the wing. I mean, who knows? Maybe there is a, maybe I'll eat my words and there is an Islander out there with retractable landing gear, but I don't think so. All right. Here, I'll send a reply now, even though the YouTube video is not on. But I was going to add it to Neofly. Here it is. I have the instructions here. I'll add it to Neofly, but I'll look at that later. I'm just gonna do some. I'm gonna do some tests. I've never flown this plane before, other than yesterday. In the evening I did, and look at this. You know what's very exciting? It was like Christmas for me yesterday. Number one, VKB Islander. Let's get things straight here. Black Box Simulations Islander comes out. Okay, number one, this little airplane here comes out, which I've been looking forward to for a long time. Okay, beautiful airplane. That's number one. Number two, this arrived, and I stayed up until about almost 1 in the morning mapping. Look at this thing. All right, my first new stick in like 7 years. It's a VKB Gladiator NXT. It's so nice. I'm so surprised. I mean, it cost me 150 bucks. I got the deluxe version. However, you can if you're left-handed, you can pick left-handed. It's a modular flight control system. The base came separate from this, and then you assemble it very easily, not difficult. And it feels, the amazing thing about this is it feels. I'll turn on the flight control so you can see it move. Okay. Let's get close to the airplane so you can see it move. You can see the stuff move. But it feels so nice. This thing here, the motion, the stick motion, like there's this, I don't know what they did with the design, but it feels, the resistance, when you release it, it slowly goes back to center, not quickly, pretty slowly, and it's really nice. It's really smooth, and it has twist as well for the rudder, so I don't have a rudder pedals right now. Yeah, and I'm just really, and look, it even has a throttle, so I don't even, I mean, eventually I want to get another throttle, but it has a little throttle here. And if you switch to the outside view, to the inside view, let's take a look here. How we doing here? Yeah, there's the throttle. So yeah, so the throttle here, I have it for the throttle and for the and it has these things too, like these little dials. This I'm using for trim. You can see the trim wheel moving over there. It might be a little too slow. I might have to map it to one of the other ones, but it also comes with software that's really, I mean, I can fire it up here and show you. It's really like really nice. It's totally you can completely change the way everything works. I mean, it's pretty complex, but I'm getting the hang of it. But you can change, you can program different accesses, you can make things repeat faster, and it sets the, and then you write the changes directly to the joystick, to the firmware of the joystick. You go set, write parameters into the device, and what that means is then you can just turn off this thing. You don't have to keep this software on. You just turn it off, so you don't have another thing running on your computer, which takes resources. But it wrote it to the firmware of the stick. So that's really cool. You can change the lights of the RGB and everything like that. You know, like a geek stuff, but Need a Bravo throttle quadrant for the Islander. Is that the one that would look more like this? I've been looking at different throttles. I saw this Logitech one that's quite cheap, like $60 or something. It looks pretty nice. It has good reviews on Amazon. I mean, I don't know if it's one of those things that people buy reviews, but Amazon has a problem with that. But it looks pretty good. And but I've heard of this Bravo thing. I was thinking about the Mongoose, Whirlpool Mongoose, but it's so expensive. So yeah, I think this pitch is gonna be way too, a bit too slow. I'm gonna have to remap that probably, but we'll find out. Let's go. Let's take her for a whirl, shall we? Yeah, so I spent most of the evening mapping for this and IO2 Sturmovik. I managed to get mapped. I have the zoom here on one of the hat switches. But yeah, it's gonna be much more comfortable to fly with this. All right, so yesterday, hey, let's see that thing fly. How are you doing, Sheepa? Oh, Sheepa's here. Let's stand by. I'm missing some stuff. Star Trek has it easy. Where do you put this? Transporter buffer. Problem solved. Fantastic. I missed Sheepa showing up. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's see that thing fly. Let's do it. Okay. All right. Well, I don't have this added to Neofly yet, so this is just a familiarization flight here where this airplane was designed in the Isle of Wight. And I just have the live weather and everything, so a little bit overcast. Let's take a look at what the weather report is saying. But yesterday, this kind gentleman showed up on the stream called Canadian Captain Mustache, I think it was called. And he taught me how to turn this thing on, you know, because when they released it, I couldn't find a manual, but they've since added a manual to the Black Box Simulations website. So, all right, first things first, I think, let's see, up here, okay, let's put the mixture, let me see if I remember. Okay, mixture is full forward. All right. RPM, we're gonna put it full forward. That's pretty slow, this thing, but we'll open up the throttle a little bit over there. Parking brake is on, we know that. And then up here you got like the mags, port mag. There's two engines now, starboard mags, number 1 and number 2. Okay, then we're gonna have on the right here, there's avionics master. First we need, I think, a batteries down here, battery. And there's no switch sounds yet. And now avionics master, there you go, radios are coming on. You can start hearing, and then we can put a port generator, turn on, starboard generator, turn on. We're gonna turn on the fuel pumps, the left, the port engine fuel pump, and we're gonna turn the right engine fuel pump. We'll double check the tanks. I think pointed forward is correct. All right, let's see how is Sheepa doing. First things first. Oh, walk around the plane. That's true. Okay, let's go for a walkabout. Okay, that's true. And look, I downloaded the manual. I downloaded the manual. Let's see. Oh, but I downloaded to my Mac. So let me. But I do want to show this to you. So let's take a little bit of time to go to the black box. Black box simulations BN2 Islander. Here. That's the trouble of having two computers and two systems. Like I have on the Mac, I'm usually doing all my website stuff there, and then I come here and then it's all there, and then, you know, I have to find a solution for this. Oh, try before you buy now. Look at that. Download time limited demo here. Look at that, Iceberg. If you want to try it, you don't have to buy it just yet. You can download the time limited demo. That's cool. That's new. They must have added that today. Okay, technical support, downloads. Let's see, BN2 Islander. There's a setup. Where the heck is the manual? I could have sworn it was here. Oh, here you go, tutorials and manuals. There you go. Network share, yeah, network share could be good. I also, even I think I used to mount Windows stuff on the Mac with Samba. Does that still exist? Back when I worked as a web developer. That was a long time ago. Here you go, Britten Norman for regional air services. Okay, I'm a regional digital regional air service here. So here we go. There's the outside, and there's going to be like something about the walkabout. Okay. So it's almost more fun to fly airplanes in flight simulators because you don't have to do all this stuff. You know, there's a lot of checklists you have to do when you're flying. If you're carrying passengers, I understand, you know, but these bush pilots, which is more what I like to do, if I ever flew this as a job, they would fly it as you know, by themselves, just transporting cargo. So if you see videos of these people flying, they're pretty quick. They're just you know, they're not. Of course, they check things, but they're not going to like go crazy, you know, like with 2 million checklists taken out of a huge airport with passengers. And that's totally understandable. If you have passengers, you should do all the checklists. But look at all this stuff. I forget what page it was, but there was something about the walkabout. You know, I'm not in the Mac here. I'm not used to this thing, but there was something about walking around the airplane. Yeah, no, they added a new one. They added an actual real manual for the real aircraft. Here you go. This one I'm looking for right there. All right, let's try to zoom in into that page now and see if Windows zooms into the page I want. Is that the walkabout? No, that's not the walkabout yet. Walkabout. That's a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. Should I put it on? It's a bit of it's a kind of a slowish song. Do you like the? Oh, here you go. Here you go. This is the walkabout right here. Right, so you have like checklists for everything, including like the walk around the airplane to check on the systems. We can do that because you know, you start here, then you go 2, 3, you go counterclockwise, you check everything, and so let's go for a little walk about the airplane. Let's see if I remember how to, because this is brand new mappings on this Gladiator, so I'll be surprised if I can take off without crashing. Okay. All right, there it is. Very detailed flight model. It's very nice. Looking good. It would be nice if they added a mod. There would be like a random bump, you know, like maybe like a red shirt that Georgie LaForge or if you prefer Scotty sent to do a level 2 diagnostic on the left engine nacelle. He, you know, slipped and dropped a heavy toolbox and then did a dent, and you know, he was really scared because it was his first day at the Starship Enterprise, so he didn't report it. And then someone was doing a walkabout and it's like, look, there's a dent here. So it'd be nice if they added a mod that it'd be a random dent and you could say, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't enjoy so much, but there are people who love this stuff, you know, who love to make sure everything is okay and everything is fine. Maybe you can even fly out a drone to the top of the airplane and see it from above. It's a very pretty airplane, I find. It looks like a kind of like a seagull. Look at that airplane from the top. It's very pretty, I think. A giant wing. Yeah, really nice. All right. Okay, well, that's the walkabout. That'll be my simulator walkabout, okay? Let's get back in here. I hear the fuel pumping. I hear stuff pumping. Like it's the sound, you know, it's going to be improved hopefully because you can tell a bit the loops, for example, the fuel pumping and stuff. But right now, let's start with the left engine, okay? And that's on, okay. And now let's start with the starboard engine. Right, starboard engine is fine. Okay, it's almost like I'm in a check ride here because look, there's a co-pilot sitting behind me. You know, it's like an invigilator and a proctor and doing exams, and it's gonna start making me feel nervous. Okay, and that's about it, I think. I mean, we can turn lights on down here. Let's put on the nav lights, cabin lights. Beacon, don't need to. Strobe, no. We don't want to blind people with their landing lights. Let's see what the landing lights look like. Taxi lights, let's turn those on too. And anything else here? I think we're doing pretty good. Instrument lights. We'll turn those on for the hell of it. All right. I think the brakes were. Let me check if I mapped the brakes right. Had I mapped this for the brakes? Oh, the brakes don't seem to be mapped. Unless it's something else that I'm not looking at. Let me double check that because I want to make sure that I can stop and not crash and then end our flight early here. Brakes, oh no, that's... And look, I was thinking why I don't have throttle for IL-2, that you have like 2 million things to manage. Look what I have here. I have this. This is my throttle quadrant over here, okay? So I have a flight. I was like, why don't I use that? And it worked. Microsoft Flight Simulator checks it, so I can use this if I want. But no, I'm using the Gladiator. Not, you know, they named it after someone who fought in the Colosseum in ancient Rome, and not just in Colosseum, but in North Africa, wherever the Romans had stadiums that you could watch people kill each other. But this is the Gladiator NXT, so it's the next gen. It's like, it's the first Gladiator was the original series, and this is the next generation. Okay, brakes 29. So I have it mapped, but is it not? Okay. That's what I thought I had. Okay, apply and save, just making sure. But doesn't... Where is the brakes in this aircraft? Do you press something? Is it not animated? Because I just get confused that it's... Maybe it's a button in the stick that's the brakes? Maybe they're not animated. Or maybe I'm just looking at the wrong place. But anyway, let's go outside. If the landing lights are on. Don't see much of the light, but it's daytime now, so okay, let's undo the parking brake and let's go. First, I'm gonna tell them I'm taxiing. Even though no one's gonna reply. The parking brake, maybe now the brake will work. Okay, no, I don't see a brake animation. I'm probably looking in the wrong place, okay. Alright. You have to change that fast. That's not the level for the Islander. Change what? Stand by. Change the... Oh, the controller? You don't think it's appropriate for me to fly with a Logitech third-party gamepad as a throttle? As a throttle quadrant? One boss! Oh, the sun is peeking out of the clouds there. Maybe we can climb up above the clouds. Yeah, some people in the forum complain about the rattling of this. I mean, I agree that the sound can be improved, okay? I think it's fine for what it is already, you know? But sound is very important, but I like the sound of the engines very much. It kind of almost... Ooh. It almost reminds me of... Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty rough today because I'm... Not because I'm not feeling good, that was yesterday, but because I'm... the brand new stick, and I'm totally... I'm getting familiarized with it, alright? Let's stop here, see if anyone's coming. Seems okay. There's D3VIAI out there. And when I map controls, when I'm mapping to this Gladiator to sticks, I map outside views too, because I love outside views in flight simulators. You know, what's the point of flying a flight simulator if you can't look at outside views? You know, I think that even in IL-2 Sturmovik, when they have those full real, like servers where they disable your outside view. I mean, come on, give me a break. It's not really gonna give you an advantage. I mean, it's hard enough to see things without icons. Going to an outside view is not gonna give you a huge advantage, okay? Because you still have to keep switching back and forth. So I don't understand why they disable outside views in those servers. You know, when I was younger, I was a bit of a masochist too. It's like it has to be super realistic, and it has to be as if I was in the airplane. But you're sitting in front of a computer. You're not in the airplane, and I think you should be able to have some changes in the interests of some usability friendly settings. But enough complaining. Simon, stop complaining. I know you had a rough day of yesterday. Let's just take it easy, stop complaining, and let's turn this plane and get her off the ground here. I really like the 2 engines. I'm so glad that this plane is out for me to learn how to fly with 2 engines, you know, category B or whatever it's called, on this airplane. It's one of my top 3 airplanes ever. This, probably the Spitfire, and slowly the Cessna is becoming one of my top engine favorites too now. Alright, okay. Well, let's tell the air traffic control I'm ready here. I'm gonna remain in the pattern because I want to do I'm just gonna go around and try some landings. Because one thing what runway am I in? Oh, I am on. There's whatever has the 0 in the end. Which one has the 0 in the end? 30. And now it's takeoff. I'm gonna remain in the pattern.
Hotel Juliet traffic hypertext Hero 1 taking off runway tree 0 left touch and go.
Yeah, the drone will be happy with this thing here. But you know what? I've mapped the drone to the I'm pretty used to, because I play a lot of different flight simulators, and if I were to, like, what I try to do on my mappings is I try to map everything around the same in the flight simulator. So in Elite, there's the outside drone, and in this, there's an outside drone, and I try to map it the same. I have it for the WAS and the keyboard, because if I didn't, I'd just go crazy, you know? Okay, here we go. Takeoff flaps, let's check that. There they are. Okay, the flaps. Let me see if I remember if I set flaps here. Okay. Oh, nice. I have another hat switch to flap. Okay, 2. That's takeoff. All right, we're ready. And here we go, smoothly, full forward. Whoa. Excellent. It looks like a big seagull with his legs down. The Baconator 90 back, flying around the United Kingdom. A regular visitor here. All right, let's remain in the pattern. Let's do some touch and goes. Those big, beautiful Lycoming engines on the side there. Let's go to the outside view. And let's put those flaps up. Guess what? Now I can do it without taking my hands off the flight stick, because I have more, with this new Gladiator, I have more, let's see how the trim is, Oh, that's pretty good. That's not too bad. Okay, is it not fast enough? I'm checking the trim. Is this little trim wheel? It can be changed with that mapping software of the Gladiator. It can be changed to make it it's called I forget the name now, but there's a particular name. It's like it presses a button several times every turn, and you can change the multiplier so it presses the button more times for each turn you do, if it's not working fast enough for you. Beautiful airplane. Look at that. ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful airplane, a beauty this. And it brings me memories from when I was about 5-6 years old in the middle of nowhere in Goiás in Brazil, about 200 kilometers or 400 kilometers maybe it was north of Brasilia. Gorgeous airplane. Why is the gear not up? Because the gear is stuck. Yeah, I'm gonna file a bug report. Let's file a bug report. The gear, I pressed the G button and the gear doesn't go up, you know? Let's climb up above the clouds and then we'll try, because this is just like a feel-good airplane. The way it handles, it's so smooth. It really feels like you're flying something. And and as soon as I first handled it, I'm like, yes, I like this airplane. It's very gentle. Got a bit of weather here. There we go. We're gonna start climbing out. This is one of my favorite things to do in flight simulators, is to slowly climb out of weather. Look at that. And look at that. All of a sudden we're above the clouds, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful machine. Sure, I have and look at that. It's so smooth. It's a very smooth, friendly airplane, this. Alright, let's get in the cockpit. Let's trim her. Let's stay here above the clouds. It's fixed gear. Sorry. It's a fixed gear airplane. Iceberg. There it is. Hey, what are you saying? Joking around? You think I'm a clown? I'm here to entertain you? Wow, look at that. This is one of my favorite things to do in this flight simulator, any flight simulator, but this is the best one for it, is flying above the clouds and just seeing all of a sudden your visibility increase, you know. It's just really a tour de force of graphics by Asobo Studios to give us these sort of clouds. So yeah, so like look, the landing gear is fixed. This plane is a very strong landing gear. That's why you can land on such rough terrain of this plane. It's I mean, I did it in real life. I had an emergency airplane. I wasn't piloting it, but I was like 5-6 years old. I was flying one of these. I was flying in one of these, and there was a storm, and there was water started to come in the cabin because I don't know if the plane hadn't been it's a leak of some sort. And the pilot decided to land, and there was no runway, there was no airfield. He just saw a field and he just landed, and it was just amazing. And then he took off from it, no problem, you know. The BN2 Islander. I like it. Kind of looks like a space shuttle, you know. It's like a seagull crossed of a space shuttle. It's like because look at that cockpit. Like you see, like you can see from the inside this thing here. You know, this little in the edge here that it curves down, like this thing here. That's like this. It reminds you of the cockpit of the space shuttle. It has a little thing like that too. And then on the wing, the front. Those things, that reminds me of the space shuttle too. The bottom, like things that so it doesn't burn up in the atmosphere. No warp or frame shift, hyperdrive, no retractable landing gear. How primitive! He showed plenty. It's okay. It's got that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, another applause for Shipa, our regular here. The excellent commentary as always. we're still circling over here. Let's go back to let's descend below the clouds. Right when you get to the coast here. And look at that. Look at that view through the clouds over there. I'm thinking I am going to remap the trim to a hat switch because it's just easier. Then I don't have to use two hands to trim. All right, I'm gonna cut power and start descending here a bit. Heat shield plating has got that. Yeah. It's like a bit like the adder in Elite. Elite Odyssey coming out in what? 6 days or so. I haven't done the mapping for Elite yet. That's gonna be the most time consuming one because Elite has, I have so many mappings for Elite in my T-Flight Hottest. Yeah, it's a smoother ride than what the adder. It's super smooth, this airplane. It's super smooth. Descending here through the clouds. There you go. There's a hole we can look in through. I haven't even returned that, taking your time. Cool. Are you planning on being back for the Odyssey? We should. Let's play together on the launch if you're back, Jeepa. Maybe I can jump out and meet you somewhere a bit further out. But actually, for the launch, I want to be there because I want to try to get the first footfall thing. I don't know if that's gonna work. Look at the little lake there, right through the clouds. Stand by. I won't make it back before launch unless I go full power. Okay. Just taking it easy. I hear you. Oh. I like taking it easy too, you know. I mean, I'm just already at Sol, so I don't have to worry. Very pretty weather here. This is just amazing. Screenshot time. Here you go. Oh. Forgot which button I mapped to take control of the airplane when I'm in the outside view. Was it this one? It was. Okay, now I know. I don't feel the need for first footfall on things. I'm just there somewhere, sometime. Copy. And I mean, there's so much you can get first footfall out there, right? Yeah, I'm just happened to be there, so I thought I might check it out to see if I'm curious if they actually have it implemented for Sol system. Alright, right in the middle of the Isle of Wight here. Let's see some low flying here. Oh, stand by, we got a call. Oh, it stopped. What was that? Stand by. It's my mom. Opa! Oi? Tinha te chamado de manhã. Eu tô... Aqui são 10h36. É, foi. Que saco, hein, mano? Eu acho que você tem que tomar mais cuidado quando você sai. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and we're back. We're back right in time for a little for a touch and go. I'm gonna get in touch with
Echo Golf Hotel Juliet traffic hypertext hero 11 miles.
Jeez, it's a noise from outside. They have like, I don't know. Can you all hear? I don't know if anybody can hear this, like from outside. Here in the United States, they're obsessed with using gasoline to blow leaves. They have a backpack, and they're obsessed with using gasoline to blow leaves, to power a blower and blow leaves off sidewalks. Isn't that crazy? You use gasoline, use a fossil fuel to blow leaves. You use a, just leave the leaves there, or use like a brush, for goodness sake. It's so noisy and it's so annoying. All right. Let's put the flaps down. Oh, I forgot. I can do it from my stick now. I don't have to do it anymore from. It's a familiarization flight not only of this airplane but of this new control stick. So no, very dangerous flight. Look, a brand new airplane that I'm not familiar with, and brand new control stick I'm not familiar with either. That I've been mapping last night. All right, that's not too bad. Okay. And if you want to get on the landing rate leaderboard, now's the time to make a prediction. It's exclamation point predict space and a negative number from 0 to, I don't know, 1,000. If you think I'm gonna blow up, you put negative 1,000. You go to exclamation point predict space negative 1,000 if you think I'm gonna blow up. If you think I'm gonna make a smooth landing, you put exclamation point predict negative 50 or 100. What's that? Is that a plane out there? Oh, it's just some red lights. I don't know what those red lights are. All right, 69. All right, Shipa. Here we go. Feeling okay. I'm concerned with this airplane about cutting the throttle too soon, because then the engines seem to cut out. All right, and Shipa with the win. That wasn't bad. That's my best landing yet in this beast here. Quite a bit of wind. I'm having to use a little bit of right aileron to keep her down on the ground. Interesting thing that I noticed in Microsoft Flight Simulator, if there's a lot of wind and the airplane is just stationary, with the engines off, it moves. The wind moves the airplane. You can see it move. All right. Isn't that cool? Oh, there's the landing light. I saw it now. Alright, Icebird predicted the next one. I'll copy that. So Shipa got one. This one is Shipa. Icebird was... Maybe Icebird is running on his thing. And we're just gonna take off... let's taxi to the other end. Actually, let's just take off this way. It is not very much wind. We can take off with tailwind here of this beast. Alright, let's stop right here. Let's put a... And one thing let's put the flaps to takeoff. Right there, flaps to takeoff. One comment I saw, okay, now it's going up, now it's going back down. One comment I saw in the Flight Simulator forum there is regarding this fuel flow. Someone was complaining that it was too fast, that it followed the change in mixture automatically. So for example, if I change the mixture right here. Okay, let's see. That. Oh no, it's going off the throttle. Okay, it seems okay for me. And another thing I'm curious about is and look, I had forgotten the mixture not full rich for the landing. Good thing I had a decent approach. Another thing that that I wanted to mention is I forgot. There's so many buttons. You look at one thing, you think of a different thing, and you forget. Okay. Before we take off, let me write down on the to-do list. Today is Thursday, right? Thursday, May 13th, 2021. Shipa as one for the landing rate leaderboard. All right. And Iceberg just predicted negative 68.48 for my next landing. Let's just do a circuit and do another landing right now. Okay, tailwind takeoff, not a very strong one. I work best if no competition on those landings. Solid copy, sheep. Okay, here we go. Take off. And she's up. Very short takeoff this airplane is capable of. Flaps up. So nice to have the flaps on the stick now. Alright, let's do a left-hand turn here. Flying from the airfield, I forget the name of it, so let me just look up here. Back. Bembridge, Echo Golf, Hotel Juliet, where this airplane was, I think, designed and maybe first flown. This is where I used to make it in the Isle of Wight. All right, let's tune in and we'll do a runway 30 again, and let's do another full stop. Let's do a touch and go this time.
Echo Golf Hotel Juliet traffic hypertext Hero 11 miles northeast 1,400 feet inbound touch and go left traffic runway tree 0.
Very smooth airplane. Look how smoothly she turns. And with this new Gladiator NXT, it really is. If you have not used the joystick before, and you use this for the first time, then you're spoiled because you have it good. I was using a T-Flight Hottest for a long time. This is like just the feeling of the stick moving, the feeling of this. You can see how smoothly there's a weight to it that you can feel, almost like there's air flowing through the wings here. Cheaper guess negative 96.65. All right, some competition now. Try to get below this cloud here. It's a bit of weather here. And as I'm flying, I am thinking that I'm gonna change my trim to a hat switch instead of to the roller dial, because it's just and I can do it with one hand. The trim in this airplane is right here. You do it with two hands. Is this thing over here? Look at that. See that big wheel moving over there? That's the trim right there. They call it the tail trim. British airplane has personality, including on the words they use. Doesn't do decimals. Has to be one full point. Yeah, it doesn't do decimals. That's true. 96.65. And what's the other one? What's the distance she can go? I think 900 nautical miles this thing can go. It can go far. We'll check when we can check when we land. It's a long hauler. I flew in one of these ones from Rio de Janeiro to about 200 or 400 kilometers north of Brasilia. And I don't think we refueled, if I remember right. According to my mom, we did not stop for refuel. And I was sick, so I don't remember. So this is a great plane for around the world trip, something like that I may do eventually. Trying to stay below the clouds here so I can see, but then it means my approach, I can't see where we're landing that well. But I know that there's those cliffs there, and I know it's not far from there. can actually check instead of opening up that digital. You can look right here. Look at that. Echo Golf Hotel November. There it is. I like this old school GNS 530 Garmin. I like the older, more utilitarian cockpits, like of the gauges. I love gauges. I love all this stuff moving, and you seeing like the throttle controls moving. I much prefer airplanes that have these, you know, like an analog clock. I prefer them to digital displays. If I'm gonna really fly all digital display, I might as well be in an F-18 or F-16 or something. I love how the wing, like these little, the tips are a little, they're twisted up. There's a name for that. I forget what it is, but isn't that cool? It's a pretty airplane, this. Was that it? No, I think I missed it. I think let's do a right-hand turn. Very stable. It's like a boat in a calm sea. Like a big flying skyboat in a calm sea. There's an Alice Coltrane song called Lovely Skyboat, I think. It's quite a nice song. Yeah, the Cro-Magnus, and it has a bunch of liveries that came with it. Very cool. All right, there's the runway. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, and now this is running a party of 5. One two boss. One two boss. Thank you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here for this BN2 Islander stream. It's an airplane I flew in when I was a kid, so it's one of my favorite airplanes in the whole wide world, and here I am flying it with a new stick. I am so happy. How's it going, Dow Chris? Hey, thanks for the follow, Dow Chris. Fantastic. I'm gonna have to turn around again because you were a pilot? No, I'm not I'm a digital pilot. Thanks so much for the follow, Bauru218. I'm not a pilot, but when I was a kid, I flew in these with this crazy pilot who was called Cosmo. You know, what a great name for a pilot. He was called Cosmo in Brazil, and I had an emergency landing in one of these when I was about 5-6 years old. It was a day kind of like this. We were in, you know, in clouds, and there was a storm that we flew into, and it was flying from Rio de Janeiro to north of Brasilia, Goiás, the middle of nowhere, and the pilot was forced to land in a field wherever he could because there was water coming into the cabin because the storm was, I don't know what the heck was, if there was a leak or what, and he landed on a field which turned out to be a plantation of potatoes or something, and then we waited for the storm to pass, and then he took off again, and I was like, wow. And ever since then, Brasil número 1, Brasil, agreed. You know, in soccer, they had some rough times lately with the Germans in the World Cup and stuff like that, but it's still, you know, I miss Brazil a lot. I haven't been to Brazil for a long time. My brother lives in Rio de Janeiro. I should go see him. My mom is angry that, let's put my flaps down before I forget. Okay, I do have some landing. Okay, there's the flaps down to, all the way down to landing position, ladies and gentlemen. Eu sou brasileiro. I'm from Brazil. Are you from Brazil? Bauru? É de Bauru? The fascination began, lol. I'm actually about to start fly lessons here soon. In Brazil? Are you serious, man? How much does it cost to like in US dollars equivalent to get a private pilot's license in Brazil? Like cheap as possible, you know? I mean, preferably something that they will actually teach you to fly and not kill you, but because here in the States, I heard from Forder Learn to Fly streams that it's about $10,000 it's sort of expensive, you know. I'd love to have real flying lessons. Mora em São Paulo, opa! Oh, you're in Japan now, Chris? Awesome. Where do you live in São Paulo, Bauru? I lived in Carapicuíba, in Cotia, for like 8 years. Oh, no worries. No worries. No need to Google. I can look it up, but just in case you knew. Okay, here we go. We are approaching here. A little bit fast, but oh, a little bit fast. Let's. I'm not used to this plane. I'm brand new at this plane. Okay. So I'm more used to the Cessna 152. Okay, that's not too bad. What was it? Sheepa! Sheepa wins the landing guess with wow, 90 minus 77. That wasn't bad. All right, Sheepa, two points today. An applause for Sheepa, ladies and gentlemen. Computer, an applause for Sheepa. Thank you. I love this airplane. It's such an awesome airplane to fly. It feels so good. Boss. Let me taxi out of the runway here, and we'll take a little break, and let me see if I missed anything in the chat, because this one wonderful raid here came out right when I was in the landing here. So let's park by the windsock. One of my favorite things about airplanes is wind. That you have to pay attention to the weather. I love weather. I like to live in the real world where there is weather, and it's so nice that they're starting to simulate the real world stuff like weather sometimes in some of these simulators like this one. You know, we're living a golden age of flight simulators here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me give you a nice view of this pretty airplane from the side, and let me take a look at the chat here, and let me go check out some of these people that are rating, and then we'll be right back. What a pretty airplane. It's a very friendly looking airplane. It's just a beauty. All right, so Dow Chris, our digital pilot. Eu era, yeah, I didn't consider myself I was born in Brazil. I lived there till I was about 14, 15. Then I left. Then I went back for 1 year, and then I left again. I haven't been back since. Just it's been like 18 years or something. But you know, I prefer thinking I'm a citizen from the planet than from a particular country. But you know, I love Brazil. I love the place. You know, the food, the weather. 90 to 140,000 reais for commercial pilot license, total classing. Wow. How about private? Okay, commercial. I wouldn't be so interested, because I like these small planes like this one. Although this could be a commercial one. Chill good. The exam by itself is 250 reais. Depending on the school, it costs about 2,500 reais for a technical course. Looks sold. I like it. The airplane, right? It is. It's from the 1960s, I think. Probably designed late 50s, but first flew, I think, in 65 maybe. Yeah, I know. I'm not a fan of the, you know, Brazilian has always had a problem of corruption in government, but right now it's, yeah, I'm not a fan of the government there and the situation, but okay, let's take off again, keep going. Yes, I'm a Star Citizen, not in Chris Roberts' video game, but just a Cosmos citizen here. Let's go, another touch and go. Let's do another landing. Let me put another, did I click something? Is carburetor supposed to be on or off? That I don't know. I think it was up there, right? Another request, black box simulations, please make these things here move. I want to see these wires here move when you're flying. Maybe a tall order, but I would love to see that banging, you know, when you turn right it moves right. When you bank left it bangs against the cockpit here. That would be nice. You can open this. They don't have a wise sound engine, not like an intelligent sound engine, but there's this new sound engine in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 called Wise or something, W-Wise. You know, these geeks give these weird names to these things, so it's called W-Wise, but the black box simulation studio doesn't have a sound engineer yet that is can do that. So the volume doesn't change opening the window yet, and you don't have the sound for switches and stuff. But hopefully that'll come eventually. Okay, and I've been forgetting to switch off the fuel pump. I don't know if that means we're just using more fuel than usual. I'm not sure what that's about. But where is the fuel? I don't even know where fuel. These are all the pressures. I don't even know where the fuel gauge is in this. Oh, is it here? It'd probably be a good idea to find out where the fuel gauge is in this, right? Fuel flow, manifold pressure. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's good. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you the thing. If you basically go to, let's see. If you go here, that's how that works. So you can get your. Are you a streamer too, Bauru? I'm gonna go check out your channel afterwards. Also, Dalchris. I'll check out both your channels afterwards. Okay. All right. If you're looking for this, oh, this one I just downloaded. So I'll just leave it there for now. Let's close it. All right. All right. I'm an amateur streaming. I started last August or September or something. And here I am. Oh, don't want to go outside the window. And I have a brand new flight stick. It's this Gladiator NXT, so that's why I'm a little bit confused. I'm not as, well, I'm never smooth, but even less so today. Okay, let's switch the flap to takeoff. Parking brake off. And we're just gonna go straight out. Rotate at 64 knots, the little blue thing right there. It's a fun plane to fly because she's very stable. And you can land in crazy places, okay? I'm gonna put a link to a video. You're gonna, like a IRL, you know, in real life video. All these acronyms coming out of, I don't know if that was from the pandemic or, no, I think that's just from the internet, you know. In real life. Very pretty machine. Well, I'm predicting a very smooth landing, so act like you are walking on glass. All right. I always try to do as smooth landing as I can, unless it's like a very short playset, but that's in Neofly. If I have to fly something in Neofly, we'll do bot. Lol. It's, yeah, my Nightbot timer, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube. If you subscribe, I thank you, because then they let me have a custom URL, you know, that's hypertext here instead of a bunch of letters and numbers and punctuation marks. Baconator still going strong up there. Baconator 9er0. All right, here we go. Shiba has 2. Let's get the flaps down again. Oh, look at those clouds. Wow, look at those clouds. Let's fly to the clouds a little bit. Raise the flaps again. Look at that weather. Isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful, the weather engine in this game. What is the pedestrian crosswalk in front of the floor? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold up. Let me. I'm losing chat here. Let me see. Let me keep it. I've been talking to some Americans on Discord's voice chat, and my grammar in Portuguese has actually changed a bit. Yeah, I know. Like I think from streaming and just from only talking to people on the computer in the past year. Well, no, of course I talked to, you know, my partner. She's around, not around right now, but just talking so much to people on the internet, it kind of changes the way you talk, right? Because language, I even noticed that before all this, that if I was hanging out with a friend of mine that talked a certain way, I would after a while start talking like him. I think it's a sort of almost natural human tendency to imitate of imitation. I don't know if that makes sense. All right, I'm sorry. It takes me a little while this because I'm learning how to relearning how to fly with this new flight stick here. Cool, man. I feel you. Bauru 218. Do you prefer I say Bauru like in the Portuguese or Bauru 218? Or you don't care? What is the pedestrian crosswalk in front of the floor? You mean like in the airplane, Icebird? Let me take a look. See if I can see what you're talking about. Or were you talking about something? Oh, this here. Yeah, it does look like that Beatles album. What was that Beatles album? I guess it's just like some scuff foot protectors. It's a very utilitarian airplane, okay? It's like you can see like, I mean, the textures could be a bit sharper in the cockpit, okay? These are not very sharp, for example. Sobo Studios, for example, has sharper texture. The planes in the default planes in a Sobo Studios, and they have sharper textures. But you know, for initial release, it's great. Look, you have like a thermometer out here. That's pretty cool. And what I like is it has both Fahrenheit and centigrade. Isn't that cool? Because my brain works in centigrade, not Fahrenheit. Whoa, almost got vertigo there, passing through that cloud. So this is just itself. This airplane for me, it's a learning. It's a learning experience, because right there, see, I can see, okay, 20 centigrade is about 70 Fahrenheit. 100 centigrade is about 37. Okay, that's Rio de Janeiro in the summer. Although these days it's getting more close to 40 and even above, according to my brother. Yeah, right, Black Lux, you want your money back for the textures, right? Easy to clean boot rest. That makes sense. Copy, Bauru. All right, let's get back to the runway. Let's see if we can see where we are without having to zoom. Going over here. All right, it's behind us now, so let's do a bank to port here. I'm gonna cut power a little bit. And I keep forgetting to switch these fuel pumps off. I think I'm supposed to switch them off after you take off. Is this the fuel tank here? No, that's amps, that's diameter. Oh, here you go, fuel reserves. Is that it? Fuel contents, yeah. US gallon, all right. That's the starboard engine, that's the... You know, what I love about this too, it's a very sort of 1960s, 1970s design. It reminds me of those old, like, Technics sound systems, you know? It has like this glass thing in front that kind of slightly magnifies the letters behind it. Oh, and you're seeing this, you're seeing it when we fly through these clouds, the change. Let's try it from the outside view a bit. It's so nice, look at that. Oh, but did you change your guess, Iceberg, or you just give me a new one? All right, let's go for the landing. I'm not gonna keep you waiting. Okay, no worries, you can do another one. If you want to just replace that one, you can put the negative, because I don't know if it takes the positive one. Alright, we're pretty high here. This plane likes to climb. She really likes to climb. If you just keep flying and you're not careful with your trim, she wants to climb. She's rearing to go above the clouds. This beauty here. Copy that, Bauru. Thanks for being here. Thanks so much for dropping by. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for Dalcris for the wonderful raid. All right, I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes before I land then. Is that what... Did you do a guess? Let's see. Okay, we'll do a clean pass. We'll do I mean a pass on the runway. I'll wait for Bauru to come back. I have to descend quite a bit, and this is not, you know, a P51, so I can't point it straight down and go to 500 miles an hour without breaking up. This will you'll get the game over, the Microsoft Flight Simulator game over screen if you try to do that of this one. I'm gonna do let's get in the circuit here. Let's do a left hand. I think, you know what those lights are? I think that's an ILS system, because now they're white. You see those lights up there? And right now they're white, and look what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go below. This I remember from like landing aircraft carriers in Jane's F-18 years ago. Maybe if I get low, it'll turn red, or maybe it... No, it doesn't seem to be turning, so I'm probably totally wrong. I'll do a very low pass here. Oh, here we go. Now they're red. Now I'm too low, see? So it is some sort of, I don't know if that's ILS or a different name. I forgot what those are. Wonderful, stable airplane, even down low on the ground. Let's remember to turn the fuel pumps on now when you're low. I think you have to, the part of the checklist is to make sure the fuel pumps are on. Oh, Vazi or Poppy. Okay, yeah, that's what those lights are, right? Visual approach something indicator, right? It's cool that they have them. That this airfield has it. It's simulated. Keep finding nice new surprises in this video game all the time. This little pier. I love islands. I currently live in an island, on an island. I love islands. Earth can be considered an island in the cosmos too, you know. Hey, Hydrate, copy that, Mystical. How you doing? Hey, oh, it's a slope. Thanks, Grantiger. How you doing? Nice to see you all here. Let me hydrate here. Let me turn off track IR momentarily here. Give you an outside view. Yeah, I need to hydrate. I'm doing good. Better than yesterday. Yesterday, I had my second Moderna shot, the vaccine, and I felt terrible. I had like chills in the night. I had fever. My whole like left side of my body ached like I couldn't lie on my side. I mean, I'm also a wuss, you know, so it probably wasn't as bad as I'm making it sound. Watch out! Want to jump? Stretch. Copy that, Bauru. Have a good one, man. Thanks so much for the follow. Thanks for dropping by. Bon appetit. All right. All right. All right, let's turn to final here. Little discombobulator in the controls because it's a brand new Gladiator NXT flight stick I'm using. Stayed up to about 1 in the morning mapping it, but it's just a pleasure to fly with it. It's so, it feels like so in tune of the controls. It's such a nice feeling stick. Very, very highly recommended, even though I've only had it for less than 24 hours. Right? Sing mode. Oh dear. YT missed. Okay, hold up. Let me. If it's sing mode, then I have to. Okay. YT Mystical. I am only flying into the Isle of Wight airfield now. There is no flight plan today. Oh. Oh shit. Sorry. That's Icebird's. That's Icebird's fault, okay? Bauru guess what? Bauru wins, guessing minus 62. Hey, I'll put one for Bauru, okay? I don't know. It was the crash rigged. Hey, come on, Shippo, you've got 2 already. Who was asking me? I am flying. I'm just flying around where this airplane was designed, I think, in Bembridge, Echo Golf Hotel Juliet. I'm just doing touch and goes here, just practicing flying the airplane from here. Later, I'm gonna add it to NeoFly, and then I'm gonna do some flights with it. But I'm not gonna just add it to NeoFly and start flying with it. I'm going to fly the Cessna I'm gonna try to find one of those treasures so I can get like $1 million in NeoFly and then buy the airplane to be, proper about it to keep the role playing going. But granted, all right. So we got Bauru 218 also on the list now. So I'm gonna add Bauru 218 here so I don't forget. There's one. Shipa has one too so far. Why is the damned pilot jumping, stretching, drinking like mad? The airplane is shaking. Pilot, hello. It's a pro pilot, as Grantiger said. What can I say? I add all this stuff to the chat. I have to. Did I miss anything? I got the stretch. I got the hydrate. Okay, I have to do the sing mode now. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, let me do a proper sing mode for. I have to pause this, and I have to disable my filters here on the noise suppression, everything, so my voice is not going to sound, it's going to sound worse, but just temporary because I'm going to do this. I want to give Iceberg a good sing mode here, okay? And also let me give you a better view while we're waiting for this airplane to turn on. Put the mags on. Can you hear the birds? I love that this game has birds in it. All right, let's do a sing mode for Iceberg, okay? This one goes out for Iceberg because he redeemed it, okay? Copy that, Sheepa. All right. I like the look of the islander, but I'm not sure about the black box sim. So many black critics for their old product. Granted, girls got the black box sim blues. Maybe he bought an airplane from them in the past and he wasn't happy. I'm not sure because this is the first one I buy. And so far, I have to say, so far I'm pretty happy, even though there are of course things that can be improved. Become a great singer once. Oh no. Alright. Yeah, one day I'll become a great singer. That's not gonna happen, but hey, it's the 2021. It's 15 minutes of fame for everyone, even terrible singers and terrible guitar players. So live on the internet. This came for Iceberg redeeming and another hydrate here from Mystic. Okay, redeeming the sing mode. Okay. Okay, we have more predictions coming in from. Whoa, minus. Okay, that one. Maybe you'll win that one if I crash again. Mystic, all right. And what's going? So what? So okay, so there are a lot of critics for. Was it like an airliner that it got a lot of flack from? I saw something about it, but then I read about their Bird Dog, which is for this sim, and I heard that they released it. It has some problems, but then they did a really good job. They did a really good job fixing it up, and people are happy with it. So like, okay, that sounds good, you know. And so but I mean, I don't because it's this airplane, and it's, you know, one of my favorite airplanes ever because of having flown with it in my childhood. I just, no matter what people said, I probably would have bought it anyway, just for the chance of flying it, you know. And I had seen that Black Box Simulation had this airplane for you know, the prior version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, but that one had performance issues, that whole Flight Simulator. And when I heard about this one coming out, this Flight Simulator is what got me back into woohoo! Thanks, Mystic One. Let me get my sound back, my filters back, so that you all don't like go away running because of my noise suppression is off, my noise gate is off, my expander is on, my compressor was off, and now they're all back on. Okay, so hopefully that sounds better. Yeah, I'm an amateur streamer. I'm learning a lot about, you know, sound and broadcasting and stuff to try to get a decent experience here for you all. And it's been a ride, I can tell you. Oh, let's do the lights too. Let's do the lights, all right. Nav lights, yes please. Taxi lights, yes please. Landing lights, pulse, no. Cabin lights, we'll turn them on. Beacon lights, sure. Strobe lights, no. Oh, instrument lights, oh, does this work? Is it on? I can't tell so much. Does it light up the instruments at night? That would be so cool if it does. And we'll maybe change it to night later and we'll test that. Alright, we're at takeoff. Fuel pump on. Fuel pump, oh, is it on or off? I forget. I think it's on. I think we turn it off after we've taken off and after we're flying high in the sky somewhere. Oh, these two as well. The electrics, port generator on, turbo generator, and then I think I was supposed to turn these pumps. So I did it the other way around. Hopefully it won't blow up the engine. All right, we're doing basically like circuits of landings here, ladies and gentlemen. And oh, watch your head! Watch your head out there! Watch your head! Oh no! Jeez. I mean, just look at the other way, you know. You should be looking at the airplane that you're. I mean, she got probably bored because I was talking so much and I wasn't moving. Imagine if this had Grand Theft Auto 5 level physics simulation for the things, and they like would knock the person off the little cart there. All right, let's do another flight here. We have some predictions. Stopping, 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 stopping. Take a look at if the weather's still. I'm in live weather here still, so it should probably still be going that direction unless there's a big change in the wind. Yeah, so we're gonna go to runway 30, check for traffic. Seem to be all right, unless there's some daredevils buzzing me from another direction, as Timmy Thumb and Iceberg do sometimes. Just surprise me, you know. They jump into the stream and surprise me. Here's another suggestion. This might be a tall order, okay, but for Microsoft Flight Simulator Asobo Studios, I don't know how they would implement this, but right now, unless you, like, if you come and fly with me in this airfield, I'm live online, okay, I'm a US East server, I think, but if you come fly with me in this airfield, and you see my plane, if you don't have the plane, if you haven't bought this plane, you will see like another plane, another two-engine plane, an air default two-engine plane. So suggestions from Microsoft Asobo Studios is there a way to have the external model of planes that people have joined load in, that's probably a very difficult problem for them to solve. Just the external model, maybe even a low polygon count that the developer could prepare ahead of time, so that, and put in a database, so that if the sim detects that this type of plane there, it would load up a low poly count, maybe outside rendition of that plane. Okay, I'm not talking to ADC at all here, because they don't have this. Apparently, even though there is a control tower there, you can see there's a control tower, they don't answer me. So but I'll do that anyway. All right, here we go. I like it. 1-2 boss. Thanks, Icebird. Oh, oh, that's my fault, because I don't have I'm confused about the control mapping. So there's this one mapping button that's very important when you're in drone view. Right now I have it mapped, so I look around, and then I can click that button, and then it gives you controls of the airplane. And sometimes I forget, so I go to drone view, and I'm looking, and then all of a sudden I have to take off, and I forget to press the button, and that's what happens. Okay. Slowly, as I get to this, more used to this new flight stick, we're gonna have smoother camera changes over here. All right, here we go. How much flaps for takeoff? You just it's called takeoff flaps right there, right in the middle, just a little bit. I think it's about 10 degrees. You see that it has takeoff there? So that's takeoff flaps. Let's take a look from the outside view and see what it looks like. Looks more like what? Actually, almost 45 degrees, right? Here, let's go to drone view and see. About 40 degrees, I'd say. What a pretty, you know, I love this thing here in this airplane. I love that little, some World War II airplanes have, it's like a counterweight. It's a counterweight on the, you see this little red thing here? It's a counterweight on the wing. So cool. All right. Let's put the landing flaps, because we're gonna go in straight down for landing. Actually, let's raise the flaps and then get. Let me get used to this. I'm gonna turn the fuel pumps off. Because that's what you're supposed to do after you take off. Not the fuel valve, because it'll cut the engine. Okay, that's kind of crazy. They put the fuel valve right next to the thing you have to. That probably has caused a few accidents, I would guess. And there's this weather here that makes like always exciting my climb outs. TO, takeoff flaps. All right. All right, now I'm gonna put landing flaps. I'm gonna trim her up, because the nose is gonna want to raise when you have the landing flaps. And now let's put the fuel pump on. Fuel pump on for both the starboard and the port engines. It's brand new to me, having two engines. Two big beasts here, which you can control independently. I don't have a throttle, a multi-engine throttle quadrant, so I have them basically. I have to say, the usability of Microsoft Flight Simulator is excellent. They did excellent work for the usability, including the control mappings. They have so many options. You can map as an axis, you can map it as a keyboard increments, you can map one engine, you can map all the engines. Maybe it was always like this, but I hadn't played Microsoft Flight Simulator for years. But I'm so happy with the usability of this one, and especially this menu up here. It's so nice to be able to just have everything here. All right. don't have the landing guesses, now's the time. I'm not, since I have a rule now. If there's only one person, I will participate to make it a little bit of competition, so it just don't win automatically, you know. Even though earlier today I forgot. But if there is more than one person, guessing, then I won't participate because I don't want to be the referee in the match, you know. Okay, we are pretty much this Captain Mustache told me yesterday. We are at the sweet. We're at the sweet spot here, about 60 knots. Look, there's a nice little blue thing there. 64 knots is the magic number for this airplane. Rotate, landing, and there's something else too. I forget if it was some stall or. And here you go. My main thing I'm going to change my controls that I'm seeing right now is I'm going to change the trim back to a hat switch instead of this roller because it just makes it easier for me to fly with one hand. Excuse me. Oh! Alright, here we go. Oh, that was hard. Grantiger Martin with a win. I'm totally not used to this. This airplane drops much faster than the Cessna. If you cut power, it's heavier. You know, it has these two engines. They really drop. So I'm really having trouble with the flare. I really have to get used to it. That was a hard landing. Well, you're on the leaderboard too now, Grantiger. Excellent. Nice to have a bunch of people join the leaderboard here. If you want me to link to a website instead of your Twitch account, just let me know, because I do put a link to your Twitch account there on the leaderboard. Let me note down that Grantinger is on the leaderboard right now. Here you can see the strobe working there. Grantiger Martin 1. All right, that's what, 4. I think I'm gonna do one more. What time is it? 11:30. For some reason I lost my stream running time here on my OBS, so let me just check my uptime here on chat. Come on, you have to do my prediction. Yeah, Iceberg, what's going on today? Well, you're still in the lead, but all right, let's try it again. That's cool, this strobe. I like this strobe. It's like more. Are all strobes like this? Is this the speed of all strobe lights? Oh, here you go. There's the strobe light. Or are those the actual, or are those the landing lights? I thought strobe was in the back. Let's turn on the the flashers now. Let's take a look. And then we'll do some more. Strobe lights. There. Okay, now the strobes are working. There it is. All right, let's go. Fuel pump, I'll just leave it on. Let me put on some music again. I had turned it off after that sing request. And we're just gonna take off the tailwind here because it's not very strong. Twisted Tricks 901 out there. .64 knots, rotate. Very gentle air machine this. Oh shit, I had the flaps wrong. Look at that. Okay, that's good to know that it still works. Wow. Wow, I have a problem here though now. Look at that. I'm such an amateur. Okay, we still managed to take off with a tail wing of the wrong flap setting. With landing flaps instead of takeoff. That's why you have checklists, ladies and gentlemen. Let's stay under these clouds and just turn around for another one quickly. Another prediction quickly here. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Weekend coming up. Amber's back on Saturday. Saturday morning, I'm gonna go to the farmer's market. Buy the few food for the week. Oh, nice to see the little strobe now working. Inverted warp drive. It would be cool if you could put. I'm gonna make a new request to the the Sim Toolkit Pro developer. Please let me put in our custom request for landing guesses. Let's put our nose up to lower our airspeed here. And you see it's just it starts to drop, okay? It drops pretty fast, this plane. I've just been used to flying a Cessna for so long. I'm coming too high here. Way too high. Yeah, I'm gonna go around, I think. I'm gonna go around. Sorry, guys. There's no shame in going around, right? Even in a flight simulator. Totally unfamiliar with this airplane. First time I flew her in a flight simulator was yesterday. Let's do a close pass here on this tree. Say hi to the tree. There's a new art installation here in New York City in I think it's in Madison Square Park. I'm not sure where this artist just put a bunch of dead trees there, and you know, it's to get people thinking about what we're doing to the biodiversity and the ecology of the planet. We need to plant more trees, not cut trees down. All right, I'm gonna go give myself some more space. Copy, Sheepa. Cool, man. All right. Flaps down. Do landing. Yeah, this trim, I need to switch it back to the hat switch, because what's happening is I forget, I forget that the trim is in the roller, and it takes me, that's why I always go nose up if I'm not because there's a lot of things happening, you know. I have to stay, the airplane is getting ahead of me. I try to stay with the airplane here. At least I don't have to remember to lower the landing gear, because it's some fixed, tough landing gears right there. And open the window. A bit of fresh air. And here we go. Got to stay on that blue line there, 64 knots, sort of this magic speed. Whoa, something going wrong with this musician's system here. I like to move back a bit my view for the lanes because it gives a greater sense of speed. And it lets me gauge, I feel, the... That was better. Hey, Grantiger again! sorry, Iceberg. Grantiger coming in here, you know. It's like a... He just showed up and started winning. What can I say? Alright, 2 for Grantiger. We have a rivalry here, ladies and gentlemen. Developing. Enough is enough. I have to unfollow. Oh dear. Alright. Let's see, 1140. Should I try to get this in Neofly and do some Neofly missions right now? Let's do this. I'm gonna park outside here. Let's check out some of the libraries. I'm gonna show you a bit of what this airplane comes with here. Parker right there. Let's see. Okay, fuel pumps are off. Let's just turn her off just to get used to it. Put the parking brake. Avionics. Electrical. Nice to know the airplane can keep running with no electricity, huh? That makes me feel better. Magnetos are off. And that's that. I need to make sure I put Grantiger's other thing here. Okay, Chipa got 2, Bauru got 1. Iceberg's still looking for his point today. There'll be more after lunch, ladies and gentlemen, but there'll be some more now too. But I want to show you a bit because someone asked me a question earlier. I forget who it was, but I think maybe Sheep about the range of this. So let's go take a look at the specification of this aircraft and let's try a new livery. I know livery or livery. Livery sounds like a liver to me, and I don't. That makes my, you know, I don't want to drink too much and ruin my liver. So I prefer livery. I don't know. But okay, so this aircraft here's what it comes with. Okay. And here you go, range 800 nautical miles, endurance 9 hours, okay. Ceiling is 16,500 feet, cruise speed 124 knots. All right. Interesting thing about this too is like you have like 4 passenger. The real plane fits 9 passengers. I don't know if there's a limitation in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but you can change the weight here for 4 passengers at least. And there's a cargo pod you can change the weight to as well. Alright. But the cool thing is the liveries. Okay, so, and one thing that I thought curious in this thing, and maybe I'm making a mistake here, but look at this. If you go to profile, okay, I go to my hangar. Alright, and I set the view so we can look around. Look at the nose, okay? The nose, this is a default livery, okay? It's like, and you see this Google pronounced it livery, not livery. Okay, so I'm not making a mistake, right? Enough is enough. I have to unfollow. Okay, I read down before. Not my mother language. Yeah, technically English is not my mother language now. My Portuguese is, but now I probably speak English better than Portuguese because I wasn't speaking for so long. So my curiosity about this livery is, look at this. Okay, this is the default one, okay, and look at that nose there, right next to my is it my right ear? You know, the nose is like about to puncture my right ear. So careful. Well, this one won't, okay, but look at that. This is pretty round, okay, but look, if I change to, for example, The Sky Bus, okay. It's a charming name, right? It's a bus that flies in the sky. Alright, I changed to the Sky Bus, okay. Now I go here again. Let's put it pointing to my right ear lobe. Look at that. Are there different models? Look how pointy it is. Do you see it? Oh, there's this guy walking past here. It looks like a that guy kind of looks like someone who works in Aeroporto Fiumicino di Roma. I don't know why. Maybe because it looks like the bald Italian type, you know. Okay, the type, you know, they'll smoke cigarettes under the no smoking sign in the airport and. Okay, so this, I don't know if this is, I don't think this is a mistake. I think this is part of the different liveries have different fuselages as well. The nose changed because this one is pointy, okay? And to see another one, this one is, I think the developer, the main guy, I think he's called Howard maybe? I think he's based in Malta. I've been to Malta. One of my best friends from university lives in Malta. I've been to Malta a few times. Wonderful island to visit, you know. Bit of a crazy place too for driving. Be careful driving in Malta because one, it's you know, the other side of, like in England, it's the other side of the road, and two, you know, they might drink a lot of wine at my friend's place and then they go out driving. They end up on they go off the road onto the beach of the car and stuff like that. So this one is a cool airplane, Maltese, the Knights of Malta. A storied place for aviation, you know, had Spitfires, Hurricanes protecting Malta in the Second World War. But look, this is a sort of Navy type, it has a radar dome there. I haven't flown with this one yet. I don't know if it changes anything in the center. Maybe we should pick it right now to see what it's like. But look, the nose changed again, okay? And no, you got it wrong. Okay. Oh, I got it wrong. Wait, Google pronounced it livery, not livery. Okay, no. Oh, I said it wrong after because it's livery. I always pronounce wrong. This friend of mine from Malta is the person that made the most fun of me. He said you say sleep. You say S's with Z. You don't say sleep. So, okay. Here's Shetland.gov.uk. It's not Shetland. It's Shetland. Okay. Excuse my English, but you know. I have never the Shetland Islands, I think, but it's just like a funny. That's like a sort of, you know, university type high school humor here. Okay, hey G Sika 1-2 boss, we got Grantiger Martin here in Iceberg. We're getting close to Iceberg for all of those scorings in the next dimension. Sheepa was AFK again, taking care of the cat, but let's not mention that because you have to stay here and keep talking. Another thing I want to talk about with this thing that's not cool so far is everything is cool except this. In any livery that you pick. When I set the tail number, it doesn't seem to change the aircraft. I don't know if that's something that Black Box Simulation has to change or not, but I like to see my tail number here because I use hypertext or something else. But again, another pointy nose with this livery, okay. And OLT, let's look at that one. Pointy nose again. Are they all pointy nose except for the default? I'm gonna have to look at all of them now because Norvig. Maybe someone who's an expert of the Islander here will show up and let us know why. Okay, this one doesn't. That's good. Look, this one doesn't have this one is more friendly. The pointy nose for me looks like it's like a jet. It's gonna fire missiles and fire guns. Okay, 1-2 boss JDK11 now is following. Thank you for the follow, JDK11, and I'm glad that this emote explosion is working. It didn't work yesterday for some reason. I had to. This is a pretty one. I like this livery, but I like that this is a round nose, you know, so it won't puncture my ear here. Oh, there he goes again. Johnny, ma fermati un attimo, dai, hai preso da 3 caffè, vatti a fumare una sigaretta fuori, dai. Guy works at Aeroporto Fiumicino, smokes cigarettes under the no smoking signs, has like 10 coffees and just keeps walking around, you know, he doesn't know what to do. All right. Especially right now in pandemic time, there's not a lot of flights coming into Fiumicino. So, okay, SVG Air, scalable vector graphics. No, that's That's in web development, but SVG Air, I don't know. This is a pretty one. That's right, nice and bright. Round again. I like the round ones. They're more friendly, okay? How are you doing? JD2K11 Y2K. All right, do you want to see all of them or should I go fly? I think I should go fly, right? Let's go fly. Let's go to Malta and let's pick the livery for the Maltese one. Okay? Because I've been to Malta before. I've been to Valletta. I mean, Malta's a tiny place, okay? It's a tiny island. My friend Jeremy lives there. My friend Jillian lives there. And it makes me feel bad because I have to do something for my friend Jillian. That I'm such a, you know, I'm a lazy bum sometimes. Okay, all right. Set as departure from Lima, Mike, Lima, Luca. Okay, that's the only airport they have here? No other little airfields? Wait, are we in Malta? This is Malta, right? I think so. Yeah, that's Gozo over there. Gozo Island, beautiful place to swim there. Here's Malta. Tiny island. To the point that once my friend got lost and, you know, he was a little bit, his mind state was a little altered. And instead of turning back and turning on the right place, we just went around the island. We went one time around the island. Another friend of mine who lives in Malta, Gianmarco. Ciao, Gianmarco. If by any chance you ever drop by here, okay. And I'm just gonna let's put her light. Let's see how she flies really light. I'm gonna pretend I'm just flying by myself here. I don't want to hurt any of these digital passengers of my shenanigans. All right, customizations. Here's my hypertext tail number that's not being picked up. Okay. Let's just put hyper and see if it changes something. Maybe I had to change it for it to pick it up. Show tail number is on. Okay. All right. Flight conditions. We'll leave it live weather. We'll see what the weather's like in Malta. Let's go. So the real world is trying to come through here. Cats are not bothering me too much right now, but they probably will soon. As lunchtime is coming, ladies and gentlemen. I just remembered that I titled the stream Britten Norman BN2 Islander with new VKB Gladiator NXT. This is this flight stick. I got it yesterday. It's my first flight stick in like 7 years. I was flying with a Thrustmaster T-Flight hottest for this whole time in the meantime, but this is so nice. I love this flight stick. VKB Gladiator, it feels so nice and has excellent software that comes with it. I'm just really a fan right now. Luca ground, Hypertext Hero, clear for takeoff, runway 31, Hypertext Hero 1. Thank you, Luca ground. I'll see you in a bit. Let's take a quick look outside, see if by any chance and see, this is a cool thing about Microsoft Flight Simulator. Look, the weather affects the airplane, even if you're stationary on the ground. Look at that, the airplane is moving a bit. You see it moving from side to side a little bit? That's the wind having an effect on the airplane, okay? All right, again, no tail number. I want my tail number to appear eventually, please. Black box simulation, but you know, eventually. It was just released. That's all right. Let's go. Let's do a fly about Malta. The weather seems fine. Nice and clear. I can bring us off. We're good to go. Flaps are in the up position, so let's put them down to the takeoff position. Call it airship. That would, like, you can't see the tail number because it's an airship. That's a nice name. I'll call my next. Whoa! She's jumping here. I think there's a lot of wind. She is jumping here. She's rearing to go. Look at that! Look at that! Wow, she is rearing to go. Look at that! Whoa! A lot of wind here in Malta. There's Valletta in the distance. Let's put the flaps up. The external view here. Oh, I miss Malta. All right, trim up. Trim nose down, I mean. Yeah, she's moving in the wind. She's rearing to jump up here and fly. Let's fly. Let's do a low flight over Valletta. And let me disable my preview to give me some more frames here. I sometimes forget to do that. Strong wind coming from the where's my compass there? From the west northwest. Strong wind coming from that direction. So I'm gonna see if I can remember where's my aileron trim. Do I have a aileron trim in this? I don't know if I do. There must be aileron trim in this, right? Yeah, there is. I don't know where the setting is. I'm moving it. I don't know where it's happening. Maybe it's on the stick as well. Maybe it's one of these buttons on the stick. I have to read the Islander flight manual. All right, Valletta, and then we'll turn back and we'll go for a little fly around, and we can do a landing in a field somewhere. It doesn't have to be on the runway. Let's do some low flight over Valletta. Let me switch to internal view so I don't get the Microsoft Flight Simulator game over screen. That looks like an anomaly there, that big building. You have an old fort here, you can see it right there. They used to have a lot of cruise ships that came in, stopping during the Mediterranean tours of Malta. But it looks like they all sank now. Just kidding there. It's the cruise ship industry kind of got disrupted by this pandemic, and you know, I'm not a fan of cruise ships, so like a cities on water, I think environmentally they're not very good for the environment. But I've never actually been in one, so maybe it's fun to travel in a cruise ship. Not sure. Oh, and before I forget, oh man, I didn't even have the pumps on. Well, I started from the runway and it had them off, so maybe you don't need them on if it's a long enough runway. What's it like in Malta? Let's see, 25 degrees centigrade, nice and comfortable, about 80 Fahrenheit. All right, let's find a field and let's do a touch and go, or maybe even a short. Let's just do a short field landing of this thing, and to see how she flies, see if we can how it's looking from the ground level here in Malta. It's a very crowded island, because it's very small, okay, and there's not a lot of space around. I could probably find my friend's house, but I won't. I want to, you know, preserve his privacy, so I'm not going to do it right now. Oh, have a call, stand by. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I am back. A call from my mom over in Rome. And here we can see that's Malta, that's the main island. If you look this way, oh, Gozo's on the other side. Yeah, Gozo is in the distance there. Behind the tail of the airplane will be Gozo. Alright. Thanks, Sheepa. Are you playing any other games these days other than StarCraft and Elite, Sheepa? Alright, let's go in for a landing at the, for a touch and go at that airport, okay? Let's turn the fuel pumps on. Let's put the flaps down to landing configuration. Let's trim her up so the nose is more or less level with the horizon. Nice gentle descent here. Not really, I'm not gaming much at the moment at all actually. Oh, taking a break, alright. Yeah, it's good to take a break from things. Grantigers predict negative 150. Grantiger wants to take over here. He arrived, he wants to take over. You know, it's like a boss from like a wise guy from another town just barging into Icebird's territory over here. Is that a ship out there? I don't have this Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think that's another little island. I don't have this. There's this Microsoft Flight Simulator mod that adds a lot of ship traffic. Maybe I should put it in, especially if I go fly around islands anymore, which I'm going to be doing more of. I mean, England is an island. Oh, look, there's some windmills there. That's nice to see. Opa! Just floating in the air here into the... I can feel how strong the wind is because I'm pointing and all of a sudden the speed just dropped a little bit. Oh, it's the mixture. Alright, gotta trim nicely here. But there is quite a bit of wind coming from the northwest, this wind, I think. Double check that bearing there. From the west. It's a wind from the west here. Cheaper, minus 120. I have faith. Everybody keep the faith. Remember John Bon Jovi? If you have a song stuck in your head when you wake up in the morning and you want to solve that problem, just put on some Bon Jovi. Then you have instead you have a Bon Jovi song stuck in your hand instead of the other song you had stuck in your hand. You know, there's some artists, some musicians, they just make songs just stick to your damn head, you know, all day. Keep the faith, Sheepa. Don't have to worry about landing gears because look at that, they're already down. You got those big flaps. Look at those big flaps. It's almost like a Spitfire World War II that just drops like 90-degree angle. And look at how strong the wind is. Look how slow she's flying over here. Oh, this is making me wish like I was by the beach right now. I'm gonna go eat some fish and chips in Malta too. I don't think Icebird wants to play anymore. He's probably busy. You know. I know you all have better things to do than watching me fly this all day. But if I can provide a radio station to you and talk some drivel that maybe makes you laugh once in a while, or put some good music here and there, then my job's done, you know. Yeah, let's increase power here. We're dropping a little bit too much. I'm thinking about just forgetting about the whole DMCA thing and just putting whatever music I want and just not saving the VODs, just deleting them afterwards. I don't know if there's people who even watch the VODs. You know? The video on demand, VOD. That's another weird thing from the 21st century here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Nice light in the cockpit. This cockpit looks, look at this. In this, it's painted black. Everything is painted black, and look, some seats are moved. There looks like a radar panel back here. After we land, let's go and take a look at that. So you see the livery doesn't just change the outside of the airplane. Look at this cockpit. This one is looking nicer than the, I like it black. In this particular lighting, at least. And man, I think the whole thing is ridiculous. The airplane or my stream? Or John Bon Jovi, sorry. I missed. Alright, here we go. Very strong wind. I'm gonna make some of these Maltese motorists crash of this landing over here. Now they're probably watching me instead of watching what's in front of them. Boom! Crash into a little tuk-tuk. Malta has these old buses that are really cool. Really old buses, like from the 40s or looks like for 50s or something. Let's give her a little rudder here. Let's try to get... I'll try to give you an outside view, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. Cheaper! 120. Minus 32. That's pretty smooth, huh? It was just like a little paper airplane gliding in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll do one more. But first, let's clear the runway in case there's another digital or NPC pilot here. Alright, let me... Oh, watch out. Sorry, I forgot to turn off track IR. And let's go take a look at that radar terminal. T+1. Let's go take a look at that radar terminal. Can I go in from the external view? Can I go inside the airplane? Let's see. Yes, I can. Okay. And look at this. There's a radar here. Oh, that's interesting. They just probably duplicated the view. The view of that little Garmin. That's pretty cool though, huh? This what a radar operator would. I mean, in a real military airplane, this will probably be the radar right here. Interesting. We can open the doors if we want. That's interesting that with the drone view you can get so close, because I could give you like a view like this. Almost looks like a helicopter then. I could give you, oh look at that, the engine. They modeled like the cylinders. I could just give you a view like from here of this. Alright, I'll leave that there. Alright, let's do one more. And this one is gonna be we're gonna land in a field. We're not gonna land in the runway. Yeah. I mean, they say that. I mean, he said they're all 4K textures, but my main complaint really is the ones in the here. These to me don't like this scuffing over here, for example. You know, that doesn't look high res to me. Maybe there's an issue on my settings, but I think I have my settings all high res textures. But yeah, they're not at Asobo Studios level quality. But you know, I hope they improve it. But if you make your own library, can't you make your own textures as well for both the inside and the outside? I saw someone was already doing that. And if that's the case, then hopefully also the community can come in and help out. Right, flaps to takeoff position. We're just gonna roll right out of here. And we're gonna go land in a field for my last landing of this particular stream before I stop for lunch. After lunch, I'm either gonna come back to Microsoft Flight Simulator of the Islander in. I'm gonna add it to Neofly, or I might do some IL-2 Sturmovik. I mapped it to that. I mapped my new Gladiator NXT I started doing the mappings for that yesterday as well. I'm still investigating how it's working, but even with like just a random, like a quick mission strafing flight, I already felt such a difference, like the precision of this. It's really nice. So maybe we can do an IL-2 stream of Extreme after lunch and do some strafing of ground targets to practice. Pretty cool machine, yeah. Makes me sad, but after I bought the P828 from Just Flight, I don't like other planes anymore. It's so good compared to many others. Really, it's really good, the P828. Like everything visually and the textures and stuff. Yeah, I mean, is that the Cherokee? I've never flown that plane in a flight sim, so I don't know what it's like, but I just love this airplane personally, you know. So for me, it's not a big deal to look at to look past some of the niggles. Who knows? Maybe I'll try a P28 eventually, but maybe I don't want to get spoiled. I generally try to keep whatever's going on, I do my best to keep a positive light on things, and I do that conscientiously and actively, because I'll be honest with you, earlier in my early when I started streaming, okay, like late last year, I think September or something, and I look back at some of my early streams because I save them to YouTube, and then I have a notebook that I keep to, you know, like with my schedule and just like writing my thoughts and stuff. And one of the things I wrote after looking at the early streams in my notebook is I made a note to myself not to be negative on the stream, not to say, oh, you know, this sucks and that could be better and all the time, because I can be pretty critical about things. But I made an active, a conscious decision to not do that, and I think that's generally, it can be really hard, but I think it's a balance. But I think it's I've hung out with some pretty pessimistic people in my life, and it made me decide that I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to be optimistic, and it can take conscious effort, you know, because sometimes it's really hard to be optimistic about certain situations, you know. But I do my best, and it's something that I saw in my stream too. It's like, man, I'm being too critical about this stuff. I have to, you know. And then I changed the thing to brighten your day, you know, the one of the slogans. I think I'm gonna land there. That looks like some nice little fields there. A nice test of the short field landing capability. We can buy, like, right in those fields over there. So I'm not saying that, and don't get me wrong. I think that it's very important to have a negative view on things and be critical about certain things, but it's kind of like a positive negative thing. I read this guy called Jiddu Krishnamurti. He wrote this book called The First and Last Freedom, a bunch of books, and think on these things, and he has a very interesting take on you know, that you can use negative thought for positive outcomes by not just doing what you're told and being critical and just thinking for yourself and questioning authority mainly. And that changed my life a lot too when at the time that I read those books. But at the same time, life is beautiful, and I think we're in a golden age of flight simulators specifically. And yesterday I was telling myself, wow, I have this new stick, I have this new plane that I flew in as a kid, and I can feel like I'm actually flying this airplane. It's just amazing, you know? And it's all just being simulated in this computer. It's just so crazy that I can be here and I can be meeting people and talking to people. Oh, there's Alpha, look at that, Alpha Zulu, Alpha 886 coming into land at Valletta, whatever the airport is called. Yeah, it's an AI airplane. Nice to see there's some AIs out there to share the sky with. Okay, well, my landing's gonna be here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna put the flaps down to the down position. And it's gonna be one of these fields here. I don't know exactly where, but we're gonna narrowly miss those. Probably, actually, they're gonna be to our left side a bit. But yeah, my dad could be a pretty pessimistic person, you know, and I had to learn to be optimistic. I love my dad and everything, but you know, there's a point in life when you have to say, hey, I want to look at the good side of things. But it's a balance. You have to look at the bad sides too, otherwise there's no improvement, right? So if you're listening Black Box Simulations, please improve these textures over here. Even though it says 4K, this looks a little, you know, not 4K to me, the ceiling here, for example. And then we got some Stratocaster coming in here. And then please add sounds to all these switches. Please add the letters, the tail number to the outside of the airplane that I pick. And keep improving all this excellent work you've done so far. Alright, where are we gonna land? We're gonna land wherever we cannot crash into a tree, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe let's try like this field right here, right here. Let's see that. Let's test the short landing ability of this thing. Here we go, here we go. Full power. Whoa, when you put full power, she really climbs, huh? All right, now full brakes. Full brakes. All right, no guesses, no problem. This was just a little landing. And let's go park by these beautiful windmills here. I'm gonna have to check out that P-28. I mean, there's so many airplanes now coming out that I got the Blériot from like 1909 or whatever the airplane is from. I got this one, I got the Spitfire. Those are the 3 airplanes I've bought. All right. I'm gonna park here. We'll turn her off. And we'll see if there's someone to raid out there. Back to the main menu. Hellpoint, tabletop RPGs. Let's go to Brittany. Oh, no worries, dude. No need to say sorry. I mean, I need to send you some more stuff. You're a star sheep, but thanks for being here as always. Yeah, I hear you. I'm by myself at home too now, so I actually you just remind me I have to do laundry right now too. Maybe it'll be later, but I have to do it today. And I have to clean the apartment before Amber comes back. I have to, cook. It's hard to. I mean, it's nice in a way, but another way, you get used to having a companion, and then it's tough when it all becomes more work. Wait, what am I doing here? I'm raiding. Okay. Yes, the man cave has to be representable soon. Well, instead of typing raid, I type rave. I guess I'm raving mad. I want to go to a rave. Okay, raid, and let's go see some art. There's a Brittany art vibes out there. I've been looking at some art streams as well because I'm thinking about doing combining some arts things. I don't really know if it's gonna work for me, but This is one that I found recently. Thanks for being here. I'll be back after lunch. And I hope you have a good rest of your Thursday. Oh, I didn't do it. Wrong. I need to get a nice 7. Microsoft Flight Simulator really takes all my power of this computer when I'm running it and streaming. So even typing in OBS. Thanks so much, YT Mystical. Thanks, Sheepa. Thanks, Grantinger. Sorry if I sounded like I was giving a lecture out there about positivity and stuff. I was speaking more about myself, not about yourself or anything else. Thanks so much for being here. I'll update the leaderboard and I'll be back later, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely rest of your Thursday. This Hypertext here out of hyperspace right now.